A key factor when you are selling a property, selling your house, is good photography. It is really important. I am selling my house now, and I don't trust the real estate agents, people with the photography. I want to do it myself. I used to do this professionally. I was a photographer for a architectural and a lifestyle magazine here in Iceland. This is a little different to shoot for when you're trying to sell a house. Then it's more about showing the space and showing the flow, if you will, of the real estate as in design, architectural design magazine. It's more about isolating something fancy. So I'm just gonna go through the my house, show you what I have in mind when I shoot this, and it did work out very nicely. I managed to sell my house in 3 days, which is pretty good in the Iceland real estate market. Architectural photography can be pretty complicated. Sometimes you have the architect himself, he is watching you, he needs the light balance, the white balance of it needs to be correct. And sometimes you have one light source coming from the windows, you have another coming from a room, and then you have a light here and another light here. And the white balance for each light is different. So that can be pretty tricky. This is more simple. This is much simpler. There are just a few things you really need. The biggest mistake I see people do is clutter. No, you have to find a line somewhere between, a setup in a store. That's too simple. It doesn't look like nobody lives there. It has to be like somebody lives in it, and then just completely homey, where you have your stuff on the kitchen table, just cluttered shelf of family photos or stuff like that. You need to simplify. When you see a photograph with this, every table is loaded with stuff, and the shelves and on the walls are just like a picture in picture, it looks heavy and small. So you need light. This is the perfect day to do this, actually, because I have sun outside. It's not too strong, so the hard shadows are not too hard. But I do like to have a little sun shining in more than to have like a diffused conditions, because it looks boring. It looks dull. If you have dark shadows, as long as they're not like completely black, that's something you need to. You need dynamic. You need all the dynamic range you can get. So very often you have to shoot. You have to bracket your shot, or use flash. I use that more. For example, when I was working with for the magazine, I didn't bracket that much. I used flash to light up a dark scene. So declutter, that's the most important thing, and this is something what everybody can do. You just have to look at the area and simplify what does not need to be there, and just move everything else out of the way. Also, you sometimes need to move the furniture around. Sometimes it just looks bad if a chair or something is peeking in the photograph, and just you can't be lazy. The photography itself doesn't take that long if you know what you're doing. But still, it took me to prepare my house inside and out, and the garage and everything. It took me like 3 days to prepare for 3 days to prepare for the shoot. I did a lot. I mean, I wanted it to look good. I needed to put a paint on a wall and one window, and you have to do these things. If you have to make your property presentable if you want to sell it. So that's another thing. Keep it bright, keep it decluttered, fix what you need to fix, and then if you talk about the photography itself, vertical lines need to be straight. You need to keep, when you're holding your camera, the camera back needs to be straight. Okay, if you're tilting it up or down, you're gonna skew and distort the room, which sucks. It looks terrible. It just looks terrible. It's like people are living in pyramids, which is fine if you live in a pyramid. But if you live in a boxy house, it needs to be a box. And also, you need white, but don't go too white. I have a 16 to 35. For me, that's wide enough. If you have some defects in the house, if for example, there's something wrong with your windows, or there's something just wrong with the house, there's a fine line between hiding it altogether, which is not necessarily the way to go, because then you're hiding stuff, and then people come and they will say, what's this? Nobody talked about this. I didn't see this in the photos. Shoot it so you can see it, but don't emphasize it. So you're not hiding anything. You're just emphasizing what's good and not what's bad. What I see is really common when I see architectural photography in a real estate web or something like that, is shooting really right from the corner to get the whole area like this. I don't like that. It's distorted. The area looks much bigger than it really is, and I like more to, for example, if I go here, like this. Here I'm showing the area completely, and also because this room is a bit long and narrow, I like to just come closer also and go a little bit down, something like this. It shows the area quite well. And I also like to see it from the other direction. And here I could have a problem with the TV. Look at the TV if I'm here. It's so long. So I just cut into the TV a little bit to fool the eye. So something like that. Also, what I want to show is the space. For example, you can see here. Here I can see the kitchen and the living room. So you can see like and also if you watch inside the kitchen, you will see the storage room and the laundry room. So I'm showing how the space is put together, and here showing the layout of the house. That's really important. That's what people want to see. I talked to you about, here's the kitchen. I talked to you about defects. Don't try to hide defects, but don't emphasize them. For example, here I need the steamy thingy over the stove. I took the old one out. I haven't put the new one in, but you don't I would not go completely just here. You know, it kind of screams at you here. But if I would go like Here I'm showing the space, I'm showing the wound, but I'm not emphasizing it, but I'm not lying. And also I want to see from the kitchen something like that, how the kitchen relates to the living room. We saw it from the other side, and also just like straight on, something like that, to show the area. Here, well, let's go here first. This is just where you go inside the house. This room is not really important. There's my lazy little dog, but I like to shoot it something like this, but I would shoot it vertical to see everything. And here, this is just like a equipment room, and here's my home office. And you might have seen this place in some of my YouTube videos. And these rooms are kind of hard to, it's not gonna look impressive. You just need to show the area like it is. And this area really hard to photograph. One photo just to see how, just to show the space really. But the living room and the kitchen are more like, you need more fancy stuff there. So in here I can see one of the rooms for the girls, and the long hall. And I also shoot here, somewhere here, to show how the space is. Here you can see the living room, one of the kid room. I'm not gonna spend much time here because we're trying to win prize for a lot of mess made. My girls are really good in messing up their rooms. Not that good in cleaning it, taking it, putting it back. And here, another girl's room. So I'm just gonna show you the pictures here. Another area which is sometimes problematic to shoot is the toilet. The toilet is, you know, what do you shoot? How do you shoot it? And the thing is, you just need to show it. You know, we just need to show the interior, the tiles, and not so much the toilet. You know, it's maybe you don't need to see where people take a shit, but you need to see it's there and it's clean and it's all good. So include it maybe like this, something like that. So here's the master bedroom. This is where shit happens. And I'm gonna show you, very often when I see photographs from a room like this, it's something like that. You know, like this. These photos, they don't help. It's showing the window. And what you need to see is the entrance. You need to see if there's some closets. You need to see the space. And you need to see that if it's a big bed, how that fits in the room. So I like to shoot maybe from here, something like that. Like that, to show the area. And maybe to show the window, I would shoot from here. Always a little lower. I don't want to shoot the ceiling. I don't want to shoot the floor, but it's pretty low. So this is a nice frame. Also, I want to see into the hall. So I'm shooting from here, about here. And I can see how you walk in and out the room. And also, This is kind of, these areas are kind of problematic, but just show them. So here I can see the entrance to the toilet and the girls' room, and back in the living room. I might have forgot to tell you in the kitchen, you know, wash the dishes before you shoot. And people do not want to see your laundry. People generally don't want to see the cat litter box. And here's the storage, 2 storage, and also like these clothes here when you shoot the actual photos. Don't have the clothes. So next, let's check out the grass. What I like to do, it's not completely empty now. I like to basically just clean the floor. Just take the bicycles, take everything outside and show it like that. You know, because people like to see big grasses, and this is a pretty big grass. But you don't need a lot of picture here. People do like, because there are nice windows, nice big windows in this garage. So it is possible to take this garage and turn it into a small apartment that you can rent. So people do like to see that, but otherwise it's just a huge space, and people just like to see if it's, you know, clean, and if they have some options with turning it into an apartment or something like that. So on the outside, it's pretty important not to go really close to some corner or to shoot like to distort the house. If you go too close, you go something like this, you can see the house here. It looks distorted. It looks, you know, it looks like a cartoon. So try to avoid that, but just show every side. Show every side from each corner. You know, you want to see the corner of the house. Then also show if you have a nice big garden, which I kind of do. I haven't mowed the lawn this week. You can see that, but you know, it's good enough. And then here in the back, it's always nice to take the clothes inside before you shoot. You know, take everything that it isn't supposed to be there. It doesn't have to be fancy, but it, you know, just do your best. Now, if you have a dog, try not to have a dog shit on the lawn. I have a dog, so we need to clean that up. But just show. Try to find interesting frames. You know, this is nice. This is nice. It shows the whole garden, and there's a swing set. There's a huge trampoline, so it does see. People can see it's a big area. So that's about it. It is even. I am a travel photographer now, but I do these kind of things if I have to, if somebody pays me to do it. Even if you are just a landscape photographer or you're just some photographer, doing architecture, practicing in architecture is really a good practice because it's very technical. You have to understand light, how it lights, you know, goes into the window and available light in the house. And you have to understand about geometry and vertical lines. There's a lot to it. So time spent practicing in different types of photography than you are used to, that's not to waste. So why am I selling my house? Well, if you watch this channel, I told you a few weeks ago that there are changes. Nothing bad, it's good, all good. This is one part of that change. It's a big change. So, but as for now, I'm gonna leave it. I will tell you all about it in a later video. Thank you for watching. I hope you got something from it. I hope you understand better how the thought process goes into architectural shoot. And try it with your apartment. See if you can get the desired result. It's a good practice and it's good fun. And if nothing else, you have to clean your place before you do it, so it's a win-win. Thank you for watching. Bye.